What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Sacred Sunday show of the Awakening World. Well, today is a very special day. It's an incredible weekend. We are entering the Lion's Gate portal, which is a very powerful time from an astrological point of view, and the perfect time that we are celebrating the life of Celestine Star, who was truly quite a galactic sister. Celestine was born on December 24th, and I was born on December 25th. And so we truly were kind of real deep soul brother and soul sister, definitely from a different mother. And Celestine was extremely galactic. She had interdimensional experiences at a very early age, and throughout her life was in constant contact with extraterrestrials, spirit beings, animal beings. Really had a remarkable life. And today we're having our memorial service. I'm actually here at the Marin Art and Garden Center in Fairfax, where she lived. She lived in Fairfax. And we're going to have this incredible ceremony this afternoon. And again, I want to invite everybody. I'll put the link into the chat box, a reminder to please, if you want to join us this afternoon, it's free, but we do need for people to register. And I'll put that link in the chat box. I want to welcome all of our friends that are watching on Facebook. Thank you to John and Summer Raymer and the Sign Network. They put us out to as many as 100 different Facebook groups and pages. I also want to welcome all of our friends. I see a lot of our friends are here with us, a lot of our regulars. And there's going to be a beautiful experience today. It's going to be unique. Our special guest, Linda StarWolf, is really kind of the queen of shamanic breathwork. And she's going to lead a very lengthy practice to help us drop in and connect deeply, and if you wish, even to the spirit of Celestine, or wherever you want to go with this deep, powerful breathwork practice. And I'll bring her on in a moment. But I want to invite anybody who's watching on Facebook or YouTube, you may want to come on into our Zoom room. It's easier for us to interact with you and to connect with you. It's easy. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com and register. And you'll immediately get the links to all 3 shows that we do every weekend. We do a show every Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday. And the shows really vary. This weekend on Friday night, we had a whole powerful show on mystical alchemy. Last night, we were remembering Hiroshima, and then had all these global leaders from all over the world talking about pathways to peace and what we can really do to create peace in our world. It's very, very beautiful. So there's a lot of wonderful things that take place in the awakening world and the Global Peace Tribe. So join us. It's a big invitation to any and all of you. Also, again, let us know where you are geographically. It's really fun. I want to welcome our friends on Unify. We get people from all over the world through Unify. And right here, just real quickly, I see we've got Wanda from Texas and Lee from California, Christine from Victoria, British Columbia, Dorina from Ecuador. These are all regular, beloved members of our Global Peace Tribe that are with us. Mary Noonan from Santa Rosa. So thank you. I am going to lead a short meditation to kind of just slow us down and drop in. And then our beloved brother Omashar is going to play some music. And then we're going to hear from a gentleman named Jeff, who had a fascinating and very incredible experience with the spirit of Celestine right after she died. And so hopefully we're going to hear from him. And then I'm going to turn it over to Linda StarWolf for a very powerful practice. And then finally, after Linda, we'll have a few other guests that have arrived for the memorial service, sharing some of their memories of Celestine. So that's what we've got planned for today. All right, I want to invite everyone to kind of slow down and perhaps close your eyes. And let's drop in together. Let's just imagine all of us from all over the world, all the way to Dorina in Ecuador and our friends in British Columbia and friends all around the world. And as we breathe at our own pace, just imagining here we all are connecting. And today we're connecting to the spirit of Celestine Star, who no doubt is with us right now. Celestine was a guest on this show multiple times. We did an exclusive, my very last show of 2021 was just me and Celestine and Raphael, the world famous musician, talking about intergalactic energies and her beautiful history, her life history. So Celestine, we love you, we acknowledge you, and we welcome you into this field, this awakening world. And I invite everyone, as we continue to breathe, to go deep, deep, deep inside, just allowing my voice to gently guide you. And we go into our inner space, our inner world. I invite us to remember that we are all truly one consciousness, one incredible awakening world. And may we tune in to our role in this awakening world. Each and every one of us is like an imaginal cell in what's going to create a beautiful new butterfly. A new world. And we welcome our friends like Celestine that are now on the other side, our ancestors on the other side, guiding us, whispering into our ears, whispering into our hearts, supporting us as we help human consciousness to evolve so that we human beings can truly awaken and create heaven on earth, releasing the illusion of separation and dropping into the deep oneness that is, remembering the oneness that always was, always is, leaving our human illusions, letting them go, letting go of those attachments, and remembering the truth that all there is this beautiful one love. And let's close this meditation with gratitude. Gratitude that we are in these human body temples, these animal bodies, where we get to experience the senses and the unique quality of being in a human body. We give thanks to Celestine and our guides and our beloveds on the other side, our ancestors. We give thanks to each other for coming together into connection. So I invite us to all open our eyes, and I'm going to turn it over to beautiful beloved Omashar.
Let's take it a little deeper. And this is a song called Love is in My Heart Today, and it's by a Unity minister friend of mine called Kathy Zavada. I've just put the lyrics in the chat box if you'd like to sing with me.
Love is in my heart today. Love heals in every way. Gentle is this heart of mine. I am in love divine. Peace is in my heart today. Peace guides me through my day. Gentle is this heart of mine. I am in love divine. I am healing, I am whole. I am loved deep in my soul. Gentle is this heart of mine. I am in love divine. I am in love divine.
Sunday morning taste.
I mean, this is becoming more and more like church, I gotta say, especially now that we're bringing beautiful, beloved Jesus into the field. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Omashar. And we'll, of course, hear more from Omashar a little bit later, and he'll do a closing song for us. Again, I'm going to bring up the picture of beautiful, beloved Celestine Star, who we're honoring and celebrating today. I love this image of her. And this is the picture she really liked to use for her promotion. I'll also put the link into the full show, Sacred Sunday show I did with her, if you want to later on today or tomorrow or sometime, really watch her whole history. And it was interesting what happened. I was about, this would have been around last October or November. I was walking my dogs and I just got such a clear message. Do a full show just with Celestine Star. Now, I'd had Celestine on as a guest on Saturday Night Live, who should have like 10 minutes to share a little something. I'd never done a full show with her. And I had never thought to do a full show with her. I don't do full shows with hardly anybody. But it was really clear. And it was so clear that I remember stopping. I had the 2 dogs at the time. And I texted her and said, do you want to do a full Sacred Sunday show with me? She immediately texted me back, yes. We scheduled it for December 26th. And of course, little did either of us know consciously, she was going to pass away 6 months later. So it's kind of one of those things like learn to listen to our guidance. And speaking of listening to guidance, I'm about to put on camera, just before we go to Linda StarWolf, a gentleman, I have not met him. I just spoke to him on the phone for the very first time a few minutes ago. But this is Jeff, who had a remarkable experience with Celestine. He was a dear friend of hers and had an experience with her right after she passed. And again, remember, Celestine was a very galactic being. And she's already come to many people in many ways. But welcome, Jeff. Welcome to the Awakening World. And please share with us the story of what took place with you, a little bit about your friendship with Celestine, and then what happened right after she died.
Hi, thanks for inviting me, Scott, and blessings to all you out there in Zoom land and our memories and love for Celestine today and beyond. Celestine and I were friends for many, many years. We always had a very sweet relationship. I live in Fairfax, she was in Fairfax, so we'd see each other in town and beyond town too. Anyway, one thing that whenever she and I met, we would always hug each other deeply, as I'm sure most of you did. And also, she would take my hands and she would kiss my hands, and I would kiss her hands back. And we have that special little connect there that I'm sure some of you also can relate to. So fast forward to the day after Celestine passed. She passed on a Monday at 5 o'clock. And the next morning, Tuesday morning, I'm in my garden in Fairfax and doing some tasks and what have you. And this bird, a mourning dove, sort of flies towards me and kind of flutters around my head unusually. And it even startled me a bit. But I didn't think too much about it. And it landed on a pipe on the side of my house. And I went and continued doing my thing. And I came out of the laundry room and the bird was still there. So I just said hello to the bird and didn't think much more of it and kept walking, went into my home. And I was making tea and I was looking out into my garden, and the bird flies up into the window that I'm looking at and lands on the ledge. And I thought that's unusual. And so I tapped on the window and the bird kind of did a little dance. I thought, okay, this is an unusual bird here. So I went outside and into the garden. I brought a little bit of bread with me to feed the bird and laid some on the ground. The bird comes over towards where I'm at. And then there's no exaggeration at all in my words right here. The bird flies up and it lands on my head. And I thought, okay, I've never had that happen before, a wild bird landing on my head. But I went, all right. And so I gently put my hand up there to see if it would get on my fingers or my hand, and it didn't want to do that. So I just sort of petted its feet that were on my head now. And I left my hand there, and eventually the bird gets onto my hand, and I'm able to move the bird in front of my face now. And again, remember, Celestine would, when I greet her, she would kiss my hands. And so I look at the bird, and for whatever reason, I just said, "Are you Celestine?" And the bird comes down and it kisses my hands. And I literally broke into tears at that moment, realizing that, oh my God, this is Celestine right here coming to say goodbye to me in this moments after she's passed and as she's transitioning. And it was the most extraordinary moment of any animal spirit that's ever come to me in my life, and something I'll never forget. And it's deeply embedded in me. And I thank Celestine so much for coming to me to say goodbye, because I never had a chance to say goodbye to her. And anyway, that's my story. Thanks for listening.
Whew. It's a beautiful story. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. And, you know, one of the things that I love about it, Jeff, is you went with the flow with it, you know, and you were in tune and you worked with the energy. And we have to remember life is a great mystery. And especially when people die and we're looking for connection with our beloveds who have passed away. And it comes in so many ways, you know, if we're lucky, it's like a lucid dream, but it may be an experience like you had. And so thank you for demonstrating the beauty of your heart, because for you to have that experience, there need to be that unique connection with Celestine, and also for the Celestine spirit in the bird body, or however that works, that bird had to feel safe with you, right? You know, we are spiritual beings in a human experience. Perhaps I was a spiritual being, but still in a bird experience. And thank you for being so gentle that that bird being, that part of the being, there was a bird, a wild bird, could land on your head and could, have that experience with you. So that says a lot about who you are.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing with us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that just kind of dropped into my lap today to share. So how perfect. And with no further ado, that's a good opportunity for me to bring on Linda StarWolf. You might remember she was on the show once before. Hi, Linda.
Can you hear me okay?
Now we can. Yeah, I didn't hear you there for a moment. But what do you think of that story?
Well, it was an amazing story, and I absolutely believe it was Celestine. There's part of me wants to say no, but this was our beautiful brother's story and his journey. But I had similar experiences with my late husband 8 years ago, who passed 8 years ago. The night that he passed, and I went and got in the car, was driving back home after his body had been removed and taken. I heard him say to me in my head, "Turn the radio on, baby." And I thought, I don't want to turn on the radio. It's 9 o'clock, it's raining, my heart's broken. But I listened, because that's one of the things I've learned to do, like our friend Jeff has learned to do, like we all have. And I flipped the radio on. And it goes, dun, 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 dun. I came upon a child of God, was walking along the road. And by Joni Mitchell. That was the song that we walked up to the front of the altar in the woods with a group of people around us to say our vows and get married.
Wow.
So, I could have argued, I don't want to turn on the radio right now. My heart's broken. This is silly. But I pulled over and turned it on. At that moment, the rain stopped. The moon came out from behind the clouds, one bright star. And I jumped out of the car in the parking lot, in the grocery store parking lot, turned it up full blast, and started dancing around as a bunch of startled teenagers were looking at me and saying, "Whatever you're smoking, we want." So yes, I know. And I know that this is just exactly the thing that, people like us that are here, and beautiful souls like Celestine, are multidimensional travelers. And just because we take off our earth suit, I think that when that happens, we're able to show up as songs, as birds, as lightning storms, as all kinds of things, because we're not limited anymore. And we truly are walkers between the worlds.
Beautifully stated. And I agree. As most of the audience knows, my wife passed away as well. Or I should put myself on camera while I'm sharing this story. And I'll introduce who you are in a moment. Hopefully that person will close the door. Hang on a second. In a makeshift little ward room here at the Marin Art and Garden Center, where we're doing the memorial for her. Anyway, I had several communications with Suchi after she passed, but something that she said that goes along with what we just heard from StarWolf is she said, "Please know that I am now a field of energy. I can stretch around the world. I can merge with the lake. I can do things that only a field of energy can do. And when you're remembering me, differentiate between who I am now, this incredible field of energy, and my personality." Now, you can remember the personality, and memories are beautiful, but I am no longer that personality. And that is such a beautiful message, really, really, really helpful. And so All right, I am going to share with people a little bit about our wonderful guest today, who's going to lead us on an amazing process. This is Linda StarWolf, and she's had several near-death experiences, ranging from a drug overdose back in the 70s to being struck by lightning. She's published 12 books, and we'll definitely take a look at her website towards the end of the show and see all of the amazing books that she's done. But her most recent is all about shamanic breathing. And she is, in fact, the director and founder of the Venus Rising Association for Transformation and specializes in shamanic breathwork. So it's really a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you so much. And tell us, the audience, a little bit about what you're going to be doing today.
Well, the shamanic breath work is a process that has really, quite frankly, helped heal me and thousands of people around the world. And it's really about embracing what I believe is that everything on planet Earth is shamanic. We all belong to nature and to spirit. We belong to the spirits in nature of water, earth, fire, air, and of course the great Akasha, the great spirit of us all that birthed forth those energies to create life as we know it here on earth and give us this amazing opportunity to find out not only what it means to be human, but to also find out what it means to be humane. And I would like to see us shapeshift from human beings to humane beings. And so the walking between the world that you spoke about and that we've already had demonstrated here today, I believe is in our imaginal selves and is our future, our more future. It's already here. And for many of us, it's become our new normal. But for most, it has not. And I believe the evolution for human beings on this earth is to fully embrace our shamanic spirits. And one of the best ways I know how to do that with the least amount of side effects, the most groundedness, and something that you have with you every moment is through the breath. And we know we can alter the breath to what? To meditate, to calm our minds. We know we can take a deep breath when we need to and let go. And we've become very, very aware over the past few years how important the breath is. Everything from, I can't breathe because of someone with my knee on my neck, or I can't breathe because I have an infection in my lungs, or I can't breathe because I'm claustrophobic because I'm restricted in some way, or I can't breathe because the world is scaring me right now. I'm anxious and all those kinds of things. So even though I've been doing shamanic breath work, and I by no means, I just need to say this, what I want to say is that shamanism and breath work have been around from the beginning of time. But bringing those together in a formalized way where I could take people on these journeys and could also train other people to take people on shamanic breathwork journeys has become really over the past 35 years, my dharma, to help connect us all to our shamanic spirit, our inner power, and connect us through the breath. So that all we have to do, that may sound funny when I say all, but it is, all we really have to do is remember to go within and to breathe in a certain manner, and we can open up and we can ignite our own DMT to the limit or expansion that we want to. It's self-regulating, and trust, and go where we need to go, whether it's to heal, whether it's to have a vision, whether it's to bring new creativity into our lives, all those things. But today I want to honor Celestine Star. What a beautiful star she was and is. And that she is simply walking between the worlds. She's walking between the world and showing out to people in all kinds of ways. She's appeared in my dreams. She appeared in a waking dream as the dove. I'm sure she's appeared to many. And I want to reflect back for just one moment. I used to live in Fairfax. I lived there for several years. I was partners years ago with a man named Jeremiah Abrams, who wrote Meeting the Shadow. And we lived in Fairfax. I lived there for about 7 years. One day I was in Fratellini's or I can't think of the name of how you pronounce the Italian restaurant there. I know my Fairfax friends would know that. But I was sitting there one evening and I felt like somebody was staring a hole through my back. And I turned around, and just as I turned around, she turned her head, but it was Celestine. And then I was just staring at her. And then I turned back around, and we did this 3 or 4 times. I think this was like a mating call almost, you know. There was a way that we couldn't take our eyes off of each other. And then eventually I got up and, you know, went outside, and she came out right behind me, and we just turned around and faced each other and just walked into each other's arms and hugged each other. And she said, there's something about you. I said, well, there's something about you. And, you know, how often do people do that kind of thing? You know, walk outside of a restaurant and then walk to each other and hug a complete stranger, and yet feel like this isn't, you know, it may be strange, but we're not strangers. And so
the restaurant you're talking about is called Frizzelli's.
That's right.
Frizzelli's in Fairfax. And that's where we're all planning on going tonight after the show.
I wish I was there with you guys to do that. I love it's my favorite restaurant.
Yeah,
it's the old Italian restaurant.
The owner is fabulous. He comes and talks. They're very Italian, and she loved that restaurant. So that's so cool that you met her there. So we'll definitely I'll tell this story with everybody when we're having dinner there.
So sweet. Yeah. You know, so she showed up at, I opened the quote, the first Shamanic Center there across from the park upstairs in that building that had a real estate, I don't know what it is now, that was 2-story up there. And she came to the grand opening of that when I was there. And so there was just this nice exchange with her. And then when we decided to move up here close to Asheville, North Carolina, and create an elemental retreat center and buy land and that sort of thing that we couldn't afford in California, quite frankly, you know, it was like, okay, it's hard to leave. There's so many beautiful people there, but we knew we needed to move on. So since that time, I really have been able to share, and I had been doing that a lot, but I've really been able to share this work all around the world. And I'm so pleased today to bring this as a sacred ceremony for this amazing woman that so many people loved and loves, and to really, really anchor within ourselves that now she is really, as my my Seneca Wolf Clan grandmother would say, a kick butt shaman, you know. And whenever I would call Grandmother Twyla of the Wolf Clan and say, what are you doing, Gram? She would say, kicking butt and frying bacon. You know, I don't really even eat bacon, but she was like, kicking butt and frying bacon. And I said, what's that mean? And she said, taking care of business. So I know that Celestine is taking care of business, and that she is very aware that she's just a walker between the worlds even more now. And I would like to, Scott, I would like to treat this, you know, because we are with this kind of group. Sometimes if when I'm with a different kind of group, I have to frame it a little more educationally in a certain way. But if I can do this in a way more as a ceremony, which is how I like to present it, that it is truly, the breath work is not just breath work, it is a breath ceremony. So a little bit of instruction in just a moment. The music's going to come on. It'll be on for about 30 minutes. And if you need to, Scott, if there's any reason you need to end it sooner, you can. But it'll go on for about 30 minutes. And the way you will know that it's over is at the end will come on words, a song that has words, and it's dedicated to the goddess Isis. And because I know Celestine had a very deep relationship, we both talked about that, with Isis and Venus, I wanted to play the song at the end in honor of her. So when that song comes on and it starts singing the English words, you'll know that it's time to come back from your journey. So I'm going to invite everybody to get very comfortable. Some people like to lay down on their couch or sit back in their chair or make a pallet on the floor, but you can do whatever you need to do. But I am going to ask you, if for some reason you're driving, to please pull over if you're going to do this. You will be in an altered state. And the breathing, unless you have done this before, you may not realize just how altered you're going to be. And when you come back, you're going to be a little altered for a while too. So I'll say this now because you may not remember it afterwards. When you finish, and it's important you remember this, when you finish with this journey, that you drink some water to keep yourself clearing out anything that needs to be released, that you eat a little something to ground yourself. You might even want to draw a mandala or journal or talk to a friend or share or go out and sit on the earth. But to ground before you get behind a steering wheel or have to do anything, they actually, Intertraditions Bear and Company, when they published my first book on shamanic breathwork, actually had me put a piece in there that said not to use any kind of electrical, dangerous, high-powered equipment or drive an automobile or whatever immediately afterwards, because it is a profound altered state that you go into, and people have a hard time believing that sometime until they experience it. But the music itself is put together, it's chakra attuned to go through the human auric system and to completely open up all of your bodies. And the breath itself is designed specifically to come through the belly and up through the chest and up into the higher chakras and to open up, okay, to open up the pineal gland, the pituitary, and to activate what's called the experience of death and rebirth. So we know that the pineal gland will open up when it knows that people are leaving their bodies. It opens and it helps them have the visions and to see where to go. So there is this little, I guess you could say, shamanic death that we go through when we open this up, that allows us to let anything release that we need to let go, to let it die, give it a good death, and to also have new visions and to have visions of helpers, celestial beings or animal powers like the dove or anything else that comes to us and that can guide us. I don't really need to, I mean, I teach this all the time, but I don't need to do any more than that today because I mainly want to give you the experience of breathing, going into a natural altered state, taking a journey, and to honor Celestine, whether you knew her personally or now you know her transpersonally, okay, that we honor her journey and give her the opportunity. Maybe she'll want to come in and tell us something today. Maybe she'll have a message for us. Maybe she'll just feel our love and our appreciation. Let's don't script it, okay? Just let whatever needs to happen. And maybe you won't have a direct experience with her. Maybe you'll have an experience about some healing you need to do or some change or transformation or some spirit guide or helper. I don't know what will happen for you. But all of it today, I'm going to trust that our sister is not only feeling this dedication to her and maybe touching and connecting with her, but also maybe in some way that it will honor her journey, and who knows, it may even support her on her journey now, where she is. She may be, I feel like she'd be here, that she's breathing with us. And with that, again, the instructions are when in just a moment, when the music begins, here's the way I'm going to invite you to breathe. So if you would notice, if you can, breathe in through your nose, fill your whole body up, and then out through your mouth. Okay? And if it helps, sometimes you can go, and you breathe like that until you're surprised. At any time, if you start wondering when dinner is or lunch, start breathing again. And then at the end, we'll call you back, and then Scott can check in with you and see if there's anything else that needs to happen. We also have on here, Scott, the chat on here, and I just want to say that I'm going to be here the whole time. So if anybody who is breathing, I'll watch the chat. And if there's anybody that all of a sudden feels like there's something you need to express, feel free to do so. If there's a question you have, we can answer that for you. Or if there's something you need from us so that you're not just alone in this journey. we're holding etheric and energetic space, but we're also holding a responsible space with the chat box.
Just before we get started, let's do a quick check to make sure I've got the email you sent me.
Okay.
Or if you can let us know how the balance is. Usually we do a sound check, and they didn't open up the building until 5 till 10. I was like racing in, just barely got the show started. So I'm going to start playing it, and then you talk and let's see if the balance is right.
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Mother is,
And hold on 1 second, please.
mother is, all.
Ma'at, O
Mother is.
cosmic Neteru, who
Rhythm lies the principles of truth, justice, balance, and harmony. We petition you to awaken your
Hold on a
ideas
second.
in the hearts and minds of all mortals. May the path of honor, righteousness, and truth restore order, chaos, and strength.
For some reason,
Looks like you're playing two
something
things.
different. Yeah, that's not you, I know. Now I'm going to find how that started.
I honor virtue. I benefit with gratitude. I am peaceful. I respect the property of others. I affirm that all life is sacred. I give offerings. I live in truth. I regard all altars with respect.
I'm still trying to find it.
I am sincere. I consume only my fair share. I have only good intentions. I relate in peace. I honor all creatures with reverence. I can be trusted. I care for the earth. I keep my own counsel. I speak positively of others. I am balanced in my emotions. I am honest in my relations. I aspire to higher consciousness. I spread joy. I do the best I can. I communicate with compassion. I listen to opposing opinions. I create harmony. I invoke laughter. I am open to love in various forms. I am forgiving. I am kind. I am respectful of others. I release all judgment. I follow my inner guidance. I converse with awareness. I do good. I give blessings. I keep the waters pure. I am optimistic. I praise the goddess and the god. I am humble. I achieve with integrity. I advance through my own abilities. I embrace the all.
Well, that was a moment. That is a video that we played Friday night. It's the mock video from the Temple of Isis, which Celestine was a part of. And believe me, I have no idea why when I started to play your audio, that came on instead. And then I could not for the life of me find it. I went into QuickTime, I went into music. So let's just assume that Celestine wanted us to be reminded of those virtues to embody, because that was really a moment.
I trust it, Scott. That, you know, these kind of phenomena happen with these very strong spirits that love us and that are close, and they want to say, "Hey, I'm just over here. I'm just right
Yeah.
here."
Well, let's try again. Let's see if I can now. I'm gonna see if we can do this again.
Mother
With
is earth.
that's you, yeah. Okay.
Mother is all.
Try talking over it, and then I'll go back and I'll start it from the beginning.
Okay. I won't be talking over it,
Oh,
actually.
you
Once
won't
stop.
be. Oh,
No,
oh, okay.
no,
All right. Oh, that's
no.
it. All right. So I'll go back and we'll start it from the beginning.
Mother is.
I'll go back to the beginning. Okay. So
Yeah.
it's complete
So what?
recording.
Yeah. So Scott, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a gentle drum beat. First, I'm going to smudge everybody and take us into just a short ceremony. Then I'm going to do a drum beat, and then I'm going to take people into starting the breathing process. And as soon as I start, and I'm going to say, as the music begins, and then you're going to hit play, and it's going to play for about 25-30 minutes. So during that time, the instruction is simply to breathe until you're surprised. And then once you're breathing and you're surprised and you're on a journey, you don't have to think about the breathing. But if you all of a sudden start thinking like, I wonder when lunch is, start breathing again. So if you start to come out of it, just dive back in with the breathing. It's like an accelerator on your car. And then you can take your foot off and coast, and then you can push it. And when you breathe, you're going to become more altered. You're going to go deeper. You're going to go faster. And when you want to slow it down, you take your foot off and just breathe softer. And then we'll call you back at the end. And then there'll be another song at the end that talks about that this world is a dream. That's it. Be about 30 minutes total.
What would you like me to have on camera? Because what you sent is an audio. So I could pull up a photo, the image of Celestine that we're looking at. Would that work?
I think that would be a great thing to have her there, because that's why we're here today. This is what this is about.
Okay. So when you're ready, tell me when to bring up the photo of Celestine, and then let me know when to start the music.
Beautiful. So if we're ready now, I'm just going to ask everybody for the next 2-3 minutes when I smudge and set the container to, just to dive into this. And once I say, okay, now lean back or breathe or whatever, then you can start into the breathing process. And then that's when Scott's going to turn on the music. So I'm going to grab my drum. Just a moment. So I'm going to light some sage here. And the smoke, of course, like our spirit, walks between the worlds of earth and fire, of air. And when we see the smoke, we have the sense of walking between the worlds. It's here in a form, and then it disappears into another. And today I chose the swan feather to smudge with, because again, The swan represents innocence, transformation, and truth and beauty. And plus, I asked Celestine in my own way which feather she would like. So I'm sending this out to each one of you. And I'm assuming most of you have been with smudge, but if you haven't, the smoke is just a spirit bath that we let go of anything around us at the moment, troubling thoughts, anything that would disrupt our journey and not allow us to go where we need to go today, or to have the honoring for Celestine. We call in the directions of the east, the new day, beginning of the new day. We call in the south, the place of warmth and fullness and passion. We call in the west for tears and cleansing and healing, embracing all there is in life and death. And we call in the north, the place of the ancestors, the place that Celestine resides in now as a beloved ancestor and wisdom keeper, a teacher in life and beyond death. And we call in the great above, all things that love us, that support us from all dimensions and all realms, the great mystery. And we call in the great below, the earth mother herself, that feeds us and clothes us and takes care of us on our earth walk. And we call in the great within, our eternal soul, our eternal spirit that journeys between the worlds. May we make the most of it while we're here the way Celestine did. May we leave behind a legacy of love. And we send some of this love and wisdom and commitment to our paths of doing the best we can out to the world. So I asked Celestine today, as I sat with her energy before we came together, to pull a card if she would like to. And wouldn't you know it, as I was opening up this one deck, it's called the Beloved deck. I opened it up. As I went to do that, Scott, I was going to go to the center of the deck and pull a card out, but a card completely jumped out of the deck. I'm not even sure how it did it. Fell to the floor, and it was this card, which is a butterfly. And it says now, N-O-W, now, in the holy space in between. Allow me, divine beloved, to rest in that holy space between what is and what will be.
That's amazing.
Let me fully embrace, relax, and bless the now that I am in. So I have chills just showing that to you. And I just like, okay, Celestine, I get it. You're going to be running the show today.
Beautiful.
And so, when that happened is when I asked, well, what would she like and different things. And she says, pull out the Ankh. And I went to go get a little Ankh. And she said, no, the big one. And I had to look for it. So this is a big Ankh. And it also looks like the feminine, but it is a big Ankh. So this is a big Ankh for a big, beautiful, bright soul who lived a very big life and who continues even more to continue her mission, her path in a very big way, not only in our hearts, but absolutely she's up to creating and co-creating with all of us. I know that.
Perfectly stated. And that is so Celestine. That nope, not the little one. Make it big.
Big, want it big.
This is the woman who left her body on 4th of July. She died at 5 o'clock and then the fireworks began. So.
And Scott, you said her birthday was, I think, the 24th?
Yeah, she's the 24th and I'm the 25th.
And you're on Christmas on 25th. My birthday is December 14th. So, and my spiritual teacher, Grandmother Twyla, her birthday was December 5th. So there's, December is a very energetic large month sometime for people who are really and everybody is, and all, that answers that. But there's something about that, at least in my life, that has been a real powerful time for people who are planetary workers. So moving on with that, I pulled a couple of things here for her altar, and she wanted Hathor. I know she has a thing for Isis, but she wanted Hathor. And so up with Hathor is self-love, courage, energy, the body, and the cistern. So I brought in the Hathor energy. She wanted a lot of Egyptian things. So I brought in Sekhmet, the energy of Sekhmet, and I brought in the energy of the wolf from the wolf tribe. So with that, I want to ask each of you, if we're ready, to begin now to settle back into your own space. Like I said, you can lie down, you can sit down, but to turn off everything else if you can. If you have the luxury to do that today, please do. Sometimes it's hard to cut off the other distractions, but turn off the cell phone that lets you know when you got an email, and let yourself have this journey. Whether you knew Celestine personally or not, allow her to gift you, because this memorial, this is exactly what she would do, I believe. This memorial is for her to honor her life. But if I have a sense of who she is, her life would be about honoring your life. And her life would be about wanting something that honored her to encourage you, all of us, to go deeper into our own healing and transformation and consciousness, to be fully alive while we're here doing what it is we came here to do. So with that, I invite you to make yourself comfortable, to sit back. And because I think sometimes when I do the drum live like this, it doesn't come across that well. I'm just going to do this a little soft, and then I'm going to tell you to turn the music on in just a minute. But to begin with, if you would let yourself get comfortable, lean back, lie down, close your eyes. Remember, this is about a 30-minute journey. Give yourself the time, if you can, to just take 30 minutes for yourself, to have your own journey, and to honor this beautiful soul, Celestine. Feel your heart beating, and encircle yourself with a divine circle of golden light. And let that golden light soften your energy field. Notice your heart beating strong and beautiful. It tells you that you're still human. You're still in a human body. And take this moment to call in all that you love. The face of perhaps your dog, or your children or grandchildren, or your lover. Perhaps of those who've gone to the other side. Maybe a beautiful place in nature. Call in everything that you love and that loves you to be with you on this journey. That's why we do these journeys. To be more of who it is we really are, and to release what doesn't serve us, and to be shown a vision, to find peace, or a deeper healing for ourselves and the world. And as you prepare to breathe, bring into your mind's eye, if you will, the beautiful Celestine, the Celestine Star, her intense gaze, her warmth, her big, mystical, magical, interstellar heart, and the concrete way, the real way that she embodied that love in her actions and her path upon this earth. We honor you, Celestine. Thank you for coming to us, for the experiences we had with you or the experiences we will have with you. Thank you. The breathing pattern, as someone asked, remember it's breathing in, which we can start now. Breathing in through your nose if you can. You can breathe through your mouth, but it's better if you can do through your nose. Breathe in, and then out through your mouth, and in, and out through your mouth, and breathe in, and out through your mouth, and breathe until you're surprised. And once you're starting to have a journey, just go with the journey. And if you start to come back and wonder what's for lunch, start breathing again, and keep breathing and breathing and letting go until you're not thinking about it. Have a beautiful sacred journey. We'll call you back at the end, and there'll be a song singing to honor Celestine and also honor the goddess Isis. So begin the music and start your breathing. Breathing in, breathing out.
Mother is
Breathing in,
earth.
breathing out. Have a beautiful journey.
Mother is all. Mother is rhythm.
Wherever you are, take a deep breath and exhale fully. Begin to slowly come back. Over the next few minutes, slow your breathing down, soften, and be still. Feel your heart beating strong. We're not done yet. We're here. We're here to dream. With wise eyes wide open. Welcome back.
Face of sorrow, tempted by the taste of tomorrow and the scent of yesterday. But that was only a dream of a dream. This world is not what it seems. We are the wind that carries the seeds. We are the roots of the banyan tree. We are love offered on the wing that stretches across eternity. We are recording life's symphony. We are the silent awakening. We are only a dream of a dream. This world is not what it seems. We are the wind that carries the seeds. We are the roots of the banyan tree. We are love offered on the wing that stretches across eternity. We are recording life's symphony. We are the silent awakening. Behind you, could not see your face, wandering around the maze of illusions, dusty haze, soul with no resting place. But that was only a dream of a dream. This world is not what it seems. We are the wind that carries the seeds. We are the roots of the banyan tree. We are love offered on the wing that stretches across eternity. We are recording life's symphony. We are the silent awakening. We are only a dream of a dream. This world is not what it seems. We are the wind that carries the seeds. We are the roots of the banyan tree. We are love offered on the wing that stretches across eternity. We are recording life's symphony. We are the silent awakening. And only love the banyan tree. We are love offered on a wing that stretches across eternity. We're recorded like symphony of the silent awakening.
So welcome back, everybody. Hopefully, can you hear me, Scott? Great. Just take a moment, take a nice, big, deep breath. And then, just let the sound out wherever you are. I like to say like AWE and AHHHH. And come back. Feel yourself present, open, and any other feelings or sensations you have. And in just a moment, I'm going to turn this completely back over to Scott. But I want to ask you to take care of yourself and to love on yourself and to be gentle with yourself. When we travel, it's kind of like jet lag. All right, so this is a whole different jet lag. But you know, to do that, what do you do after getting off a jet plane, when your molecules have been spread across the sky in different dimensions? Drink water, eat something grounding, nurture your body, pay attention to your surroundings, and also just kind of stay in your own bubble a little bit for a little while if you can, and let all your molecules get back here with you. And many people like to draw something or do something in clay, or go play in a sandbox, or go on a nature walk, or do a mandala. I usually do mandalas. I love to do the mandalas to see what comes. And let your inner shaman tell you what you need to do. And we all have one. So I want to just send this energy out to Celestine. Thank you, sister. Thank you, sis Star. Thank you for your human service, your planetary work, and now even more the bigger work that you will do and work with us from the other side. And thank you for going on a little bit ahead of us. And as Grandma Twyla always said, see you on the other side and back again.
Thank you so much. And let's just all take a moment to send a lot of love and gratitude for this amazing woman, StarWolf, who led us on such a beautiful experience and put together that gorgeous, big thank you to your partner, Nicholas, for putting together that beautiful musical tapestry. And I'm going to go to her website. Before I do that, I just want to encourage people to put into the chat box, what did you experience? And I'll read some of the comments. So for example, Jeffrey Colbrook wrote, I've been waiting my whole life for this moment to be the music with you now. Beautiful, Jeffrey. Nana Queenie wrote, thank you. I met Grandmother Tyler. We were there and I was taught about the animal spirits. Eleanor Joy writes, the music at the end got me dancing in a big way. I couldn't stop or help myself. I believe Eleanor Joy is about 80 years old. We love Eleanor Joy. She says, my heart and body feel light and uplifted. So give us a few more comments. I will read those. And while you're writing them, I also just want to let people know a little bit about where you can get more information on Starhawk. Her website.
Woof, woof, woof.
Starhawk.
I love Starhawk. She's an amazing human being, and I know her, but she's a hawk and I'm a wolf.
I'm so embarrassed.
Wolf back.
We have had Starhawk on this show too, of course. So her website, StarWolf's website. I got my dog going. I got Jasmine Bear going. She says, where's the wolf? Where's the wolf? You can't see her coming in and out of the Zoom. Anyway, StarWolf is at shamanicbreathwork.org, shamanicbreathwork.org. And you've got some really cool events that you do. It looks like you just did one in Dove Mountain, but you're going to Mexico in September. Wow.
For
So
2
that's
weeks,
going to be fun.
a 2-week
For
intensive.
2 weeks. You're doing a shamanic initiation program. Tell us about that, the Gathering of the Witches, October 21 to 23.
Well, I've never been on that show before. I'm usually at Gathering of the Shamans for the last 8 years this year with Don Miguel Ruiz and his family, and sponsored by Randy Davila and the Gathering of the Shamans team. So I'm one of the main teachers there, and I've been that every year for 7 years. But Randy, who puts this on, and so we have, usually about 500 people there or more, out in the middle of the desert, beautiful place at Mago Retreat. He called me up and he said, I've been called to create another gathering. And he said, I'm wondering if you would come to that one and bring breath work to that as well. And I said, well, what is it? And he said, Gathering of the Witches. And I'm like, I'm in. Because to me, witches, shamans, walkers between the worlds, those of us who work with altered states consciousness and multidimensional consciousness go by many names, and sometimes people don't understand those names, but certain people are drawn to things. And so I'm owning, I have 5 planets in Aquarius, so I can be everything.
Beautiful.
Whatever will get us there. Whatever will get us there.
Well, I'm going to read some of the comments that have come in.
Sure.
There's some beautiful ones. Dear Therese wrote, my journey surprised me. There's an appearance through my tears as a sacred prayer that my dear friend Stacy could shed her physical form now. So maximum grace to Stacy as she prepares to leave hers. There's a sound check going on in the background, so I apologize for that. Karen Eisenberg wrote, Venus, with lots of exclamation points. Thank you for a journey of flying with the wind and Celestine and my beloved who passed, and back to a dream within a dream. Beautiful, Karen, thank you. Pure Love Essence, coming to us from the UK, writes, thank you, StarWolf, for this service of love. And then we have someone sharing anonymously, says, oh, this is powerful. I was a wolf running in the desert. A black crow met me and lifted me as I became a bird too. I flew into the stars. I could see my departed family and my dog. I could feel them. I went into a ship and walked a silver gold path where I met other beings. I walked in a garden of so many colors and could feel the sun. Then my father was wiping my face to wipe the tears. I've never experienced anything like that before. Incredible. Blessings to everyone. Wow.
Scott, what's so beautiful for me around this is because, being an old hippie from the 60s, I started out like the Beatles and everybody else during that time, and Paramahansa Yogananda and a lot of others, doing meditation, transcendental meditation, but also lots of psychedelics. And over the years, I learned other things too, of plant medicines and things. But the thing I really love about breath work of all kinds is that the breath belongs to us. It's not anything we have to go outside and do. We can harness our own breath and find it's like finding the secret that's within us that can cause us to see into other worlds and have visitations from spirits and loved ones and go in between those veils. And it seriously is only a few breaths away.
Wow.
That's all. It's amazing. And so that's what I've been dedicated. And I don't think I said this at the beginning, Scott, but when I was living in Fairfax is when I birthed shamanic breathwork. And I was thinking back, when was that exactly? It was in the 90s. It was in the first part. I'm thinking it's been over 30 years. And that's when I actually brought it together and birthed shamanic breathwork there in Fairfax. So this is kind of a homecoming for me. So Scott, you look, oh, there you are. You were frozen. You're frozen a little bit on my screen.
I've been muting myself so that you don't hear the background noise.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, there's the Fairfax connection for sure. We're actually the Marin Art and Garden Center, just on Sir Francis Drake, just down from Fairfax and Ross. I'm going to read a couple more comments, and then we'll kind of wrap up. Celestine Star has so many friends that are here now. It's really quite remarkable. Mary Beth writes, "Thank you, StarWolf, for your beautiful love tribute to Celestine." Marcella writes, "I had a more emotional journey, saw colors and received the message to make love with the universe." Beautiful. And then one of our friends watching on Unify wrote, "Thank you, I felt great peace." And that's from Jerry Lynn Williams watching on Facebook and on Unify. Well, we're going to close in a moment with some music from Omar Shar, but you mentioned the Beatles and you mentioned my master teacher, Paramahansa Yogananda, and they both are featured in the newest video for the Awakening World. And I think I'm going to play that if I can find it quick. This is the 99 Days of Unity. We're right in the middle of it. It's 99 Days of Peace through Unity. And hopefully that's Debra Giusti. It is. Come on in, Debra. So I'm going to play it in a moment. But before I do that, we have a very special guest that's here. Debra Giusti's in the house. And you know what? I'm going to have to
make it one at a time.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll just stop the Zoom. There we go. Look who's here. And of course, Debra and I co-hosted Saturday Night Live for 90 shows, which got the Global Peace Tribe started. And she was one of Celestine's dearest friends. You traveled to Delphi and France.
We went to all the power centers around the world. Mary Magdalene Trail, went to all the sacred sites of Mary Magdalene in France.
Oh, sorry. I'm bringing LaSandra's outfit.
Excuse me.
Yeah, if you just close the door, we're on camera. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, it's happening there, and celebrating her memorial and preparing right now. But yeah, we went to the sacred sites of Mary Magdalene. Celestine was channeled Mary Magdalene in and told her to take 24 crystals and go on a journey from Glastonbury all through France and plant these crystals in sacred ceremony to help restore the grid. So she did it in Glastonbury for about 2 weeks. And then I joined her in France. And then we went to all the sacred sites where Mary Magdalene was, where her chapel was, where she taught her mystery school, where they honored her in so many ways. And it was amazing. We had incredible mystical experiences as we would tune in, and she would tune into her and understand where to go. And then we also went to Lourdes, which was a whole other over the top.
I'm going to let LaSandra know what's going on. Maybe she can come in and say hello while you continue.
Debra, while he's doing that, I just want to say to you, I just came back from Glastonbury just a few weeks ago and went through the initiations there. And I love knowing that Celestine was there at those places. And we're planning to go to the Magdalene trip. So I would really love to talk more to you about that because we haven't made that one yet.
Yeah.
And then I know it was very close to the Egyptian mysteries, and we go to Egypt. So I feel like that we've been circling around each other, and I would love to hear more from you.
Yes. So the trip we took recently was to the island of Crete and to Greece and Delphi. And this was with 12 priestesses of Mary Magdalene, because both her and I have, 12 priestesses of Isis, because both of us have been initiated into the Isis tradition. So we went to Crete, which is very well known to be a feminine matriarch society. They had 3,000 years of peace and many temples of Isis there. So we got to experience all those. And then we went to Greece, which is amazing. And then went to Delphi, where we went to enact the oracles of Delphi. We went to the Temple of Athena in the morning when no one was there. And we all got our goddess garb on. We went there in a good way. And we enacted the oracles of Delphi, which are the who were the sacred priestesses who shared with vast communities. They were like the final say of how to move forward in the world. Very high officials would come from all over to hear the oracles. So we enacted that, and Celestine became the Oracle of Delphi because she is an oracle. And she shared with us the importance of the trip that we were making, because it was, again, confirming the divine feminine coming into the planet and empowering that, because that is so important right now. So that was an amazing phenomenon as she channeled that forward, and then channeled a message to every one of us right in the middle of Delphi at the Temple of Athena. So it was amazing. And right now, I just want to share, Celestine has touched so many people in life. And so many people have come forward sharing their love of Celestine because of how she touched them with her wisdom, with her beauty, with her healing. There are hundreds and thousands of people, literally. So that's what we're doing right here, is we're celebrating this. And it is so huge. She was a huge, amazing spiritual person and touched so many people. And what we say is we are celebrating our queen. We are definitely celebrating the reign of a queen that gave us so much. And this is a celebration for her today. And so there's many here preparing, many of the community helping. And her daughter's with us now too. LaSandra.
Hello, everyone. Hello, world. I just wanted to say I'm so grateful and thankful for Debra Giusti and Scott Catamas and all those that have taken pause to recognize Celestine's transitioning. I'm so honored by her community who have risen above any imagination to really honor this sacred time. I'm hoping to learn and grow through this experience of being close to the ones that supported and operated in this amazing ecosystem of advancing consciousness. Thank you.
Yeah, and please join us for the memorial. It's going to be amazing. Whole nother level. This is very high ceremony, just the way Celestine would want. She was always in high ceremony. So that's what we are going to do. And we're going to bring her into our hearts and have her be very present with us, like she's been present in so many people, coming to them in their dreams and their visions and through spirit animals and all of that. So we are calling Celestine in for this high celebration to honor her and empower her on her journey, as she's still also here to help us. It's very obvious. She's still with us and helping us. So.
Wow. Well, what an amazing thing to have both of you here. Thank you so much. And thank you again, StarWolf, for that amazing shamanic breathwork experience. And all the people that had incredible connections to Celestine or to their beloveds on the other side. Again, a reminder that the live stream will be of the memorial. It'll start right at 1:30 as the memorial is starting. And I will again put the link into the chat box right now. I'm going to slip in so I can do that real quick. Here, you can stay here. I'll just do it this way. So a reminder, everybody, that it's free. You just need to register. And I see that there's some wonderful people. Somebody just wrote, I love Debra G. She is one of my most favorite beloved humans on earth. Most beautiful soul, and all her actions bring. Miracle is love, love, love. And that's from iPhone 13. iPhone 13 loves you. Dia writes, this is a historical moment to have Celestine's daughter here with Debra and Scott. That is true. It's a magical moment. So I'm going to thank everybody. And while Omashar plays our closing song, I will put into the chat box one more time the link to register for the live stream. Thank you, beloved Omashar. I'm turning it over to you.
Brighter than the sun. Here where life is one. All the past falls like rain into the soil of future dreams. Love, the footprint in the sand. Eyes shining like the stars, and the way is suddenly so clear, and we know what has to be done. And still we wonder why flowers keep on blooming. The stardust in our eyes lifts us all to a higher plane, a deeper truth, a rightful place, and still we wonder why. Life, a promise to fulfill. Vision is revealed, and the blessing of who we really are can be felt throughout our world. And still we wonder why flowers keep on blooming. The stardust in our eyes lifts us all to a higher plane, a deeper truth, a rightful place, and still we wonder why. The sun, love, the footprint in the sand, and the blessing of who we really are can be felt throughout our world. Still, we wonder why.
Beautiful, beautiful. Let's all twinkle, beautiful beloved. Namaskar. Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Some of our favorite people playing there and on camera. This is Tara, Celestine's dear friend and daughter. And so Is there anything you'd like to share? We had LaSandra share. Is there anything you'd like to share to our audience about Celestine?
Oh gosh, what to share about her? I mean, she was just a magnanimous joy to be around all the time, and she loved her community more than anything, and she especially loved this community around here. She felt so blessed and so much in grace to be around all of her community members. So yeah, so that's what I'll say about that.
Well, thank you. It's been wonderful having family members, daughters. We're sequestered in the wardrobe room. So I think it's about time to wrap up the show. But I want to, one more time, I do want to thank beautiful StarWolf for being with us. And again, a reminder, you can learn all about her offerings by going to shamanicbreathwork.org and all about Venus rising and all that she's doing. So thank you so much, StarWolf, for being with us. Beloved brother Omashar, thank you so much for all of your music. Look forward to seeing all of you next weekend. We've got another full set of amazing things. Next weekend, we're going to be celebrating the Bhakti Love Reunion. And that's going to be pretty powerful. So look forward to seeing you all next weekend. Thank you again. God's blessings, beautiful global peace tribe. See you next weekend.